So it was summer of 2023, and I was hyped because I was back on self-improvement, baby. I was gonna become the best version of myself, and I was gonna work really fucking hard on myself. So I started again, like how I started my self-improvement journey for the first time in summer of 2021. I loaded up YouTube homepage, I clicked the search button, and I searched Hamza Ahmed. And immediately I started to watch self-improvement videos from him and from other creators also from time to time. And I was getting a fuck ton of knowledge every single day. Every single day I made sure that I got at least 3 hours of productive learning done. And I made sure that I went to sleep at 8 p.m. and woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning to start my morning routine with cold showers, with exercising, with gratitude journaling, with meditation also. But you see, eventually I realized something. Yeah, sure, all of these good habits were good enough. Like, of course, I was becoming a stronger, stoic, and more masculine man. But there was only so far that these good habits could take me to. And after a while, I realized that I didn't knew like the basic, the most elemental knowledge that every single man has. Common knowledge, like for example, how to change the oil in your engine, in your car, for example. Or I didn't know how to change the wheels on your bicycle if, for example, one of them popped. And that was just one example out of many. And I didn't know, besides, asking my dad, of course, how to actually do those kinds of things when I was alone. I lacked the skill of being wise. Now, of course, it wasn't like I was forced to be in those kinds of situations, but the threat was still there. What if, for example, I was riding a bicycle on the field roads behind our house, and there was, for example, this nail hidden in the soil, for example, and I rode above it, and then my wheel would pop? What would I do if my dad wasn't at home? How would I change it? But like, of course, I could still just go on YouTube and just search YouTube videos on how to solve that problem. But as we all may already know, YouTube videos aren't the best source of knowledge. And especially those kinds of videos like, for example, top 7 ways to make her text you back if she's ignoring you. And the video has like flashy edits and there's barely any new knowledge at all, and it is just the same recycled garbage information that you see all over the internet. Like for example, if she messages you after like 1 minute, then message her after like 2 minutes and other bullshit like that. So I couldn't really rely on YouTube. Like sure, those long-form educational videos were good enough, like podcasts, but was I really going to watch an hour-long video on how to start my tractor? Of course not. And so I wanted to be independent from Hamza and from all of these creators on YouTube. And so I asked myself, where do these YouTubers get their knowledge from? And that's when it hit me. It was books and the outside world in general, like making mistakes, those long-form educational videos that I mentioned, but it was also books and courses that were worth hundreds of dollars. And after I realized this, I immediately picked up a book from a well-known author called Robert Greene. And this book was called Mastery. And just reading 10 pages of the book made me realize that reading books was the best way to become wise at anything. Because books will never give you bullshit information. They will always give you the 100% plain truth. But only self-development books, after all. Because of course, let's be honest, the Bible has been already changed like X amounts of times since the last like 2000 years, let's be honest. But self-development books will never fail you. They will never disappoint you. Like I guarantee to you right now, if you have a motorcycle and it is failing to start up, then you can just search the model of the motorcycle and then just add PDF download manual. And I guarantee to you that the solution to your problem will be in that manual. But not just books, but making mistakes in general. Making mistakes is a natural way of becoming better at something. It is just that the education system made us believe that making mistakes was this like horrible act that should never be done. And so that's why we are perfectionists right now. That's why we don't do anything, because we don't want to fail at anything. That's why you don't take risks, because you are afraid of fucking up and then this authority figure coming to you and yelling at you for bullshit. Meanwhile, all you did was to actually try, went ahead and give it your best. Because bro, even the authors of the books, they probably failed like 1000 times until they actually nailed down the knowledge that they present to you in the book. So they had to fail as well. So it wouldn't be fair if you didn't have to fail as well, right? Because life wouldn't be fun if there were no trials and tribulations. You would just get good at naturally at anything. Like everyone would be rich, everyone would be happy, everyone would have great physical and mental health, everyone would have their 10 out of 10 future wives, everyone would have the quality friends, and then none of it will be as valuable as it is now. And the knowledge that you're seeking to your problems, they are valuable to you right now. Because not everyone can solve your problems. If everyone was wise at everything, it wouldn't be as cool as it is right now, right? But guess what? You've come to the right place, because in this video, we will go over how to determine what sources you should get knowledge from, how to become more mindful so that you don't quit the path that you're on right now towards solving your problems, like 3 months in, just because you see no signs of progress. And lastly, we'll go over how you can become more creative so that you can naturally just see the answers to your problems all around you, wherever you want, whenever you want. So how do you determine that a source of knowledge is actually quality for you and that it will give you some value towards solving your goals? Well, of course, first you need to determine if the source is actually qualityful. And you can do this by just looking at the authors of whom you're learning from. Like for example, the authors of the books that you want to read, the YouTubers that you're gaining knowledge from, the podcasters that you're listening from. Just look at them and ask yourself, do they look like the type of people that have answers to my problems? Are they acting like they have solved my problems before and that they are on the right path? Did they actually go through the same trials and tribulations, through the same errors, the same problems, the same mistakes as I am going through right now? And do they have the end results that I'm looking for? You need to examine the author both physically and mentally too. Because if the author is low quality, then of course the piece of knowledge will be low quality also. I know it may seem obvious that of course you have to analyze the author, but many people just miss this crucial, this small but very important step. And so that's why you need to stay mindful about this. Always, always, always review the author before you actually learn from them. You need to remember this step because it is the most important. And then, once you've analyzed the author, then you need to determine if the piece of knowledge is reliable or not. The way you do this is by just looking at the reviews. But if the author doesn't have any reviews, then of course it will be way harder for you to actually believe the author. But I mean, like, why not? If you went through the first step of actually analyzing the author, then that is like 90% of the way of determining if this piece of knowledge is quality or not. Even if the author doesn't have any reviews, but he is quality, like he actually has the end results that you're looking for, he has the answers to your problem, then that is like 80% of the way of determining if he is worthy of following or not. But if he doesn't have any reviews, then what is stopping you from just reaching out to the author in the first place? Because chances are, if they don't have any reviews, then of course they are not really well known. And so that means you can just message them on Instagram, in the YouTube comment sections, just anywhere. And you can ask them to show you some of their own mistakes that they have made in the past. To show you probably some photos of them being younger and having the same problems as you that you have right now. Of probably some screenshots of their past mistakes or their path to greatness. Like for example, if they're a YouTuber who has like 10,000 subscribers, then most likely you can already dig up like old screenshots of them having like 10, 100, 1000 subscribers. And then once you see that they're actually reliable, that they actually went through the same mistakes that you are going through right now, then you can 100% believe that they won't disappoint you, And that day will make you more wiser in the subject that you want to become wiser in. And from now on, everything that you need to become successful in the subject that you want to be successful in is just mindfulness and remembering back to your decisions of why you decided to follow this guy, this mentor, this author. Because of course, the path to greatness isn't easy. It will take you months of effort, of trials and tribulations to actually solve the problems that you want to get solved. Now, granted, if your problems are that small, like for example, wanting to change the oil in your car or something like that, I don't know, I'm just pulling examples out of my ass. So if there is actually like a car mechanic in the comment sections, please don't cook me, bro. But then of course it will take you like only couple of hours of getting it done. But those few hours will be hard. And during those like 3 hours, let's say, it will take you, you will have probably like hundreds of urges of quitting on the spot. And that's why you need to improve your focus and your patience as well. And you do this by implementing these 3 healthy habits that will benefit you greatly in the long term. The first one is meditation. Meditation is basically you just sitting down, closing your eyes, and focusing on one thing, one subject. For example, your breath, it can be, or a part of your body that you can stay mindful about for minutes on end and constantly bringing your focus back on it. This will help you with remembering to focus back on the activity that you want to be successful in. This will make you remember the why you started to pursue this goal of solving your mistakes and your problems. This will make you remember in your lowest of lows of why you started and why you decided to get on this path. As the name implies, you will constantly meditate back on the thought, on the memory of why you started in the first place. The second good habit is journaling. Journaling is all about taking a pen and a piece of paper or a notebook, for example, and just writing in the notebook with a pen your daily thoughts that you get every single day and classifying them as something. Like for example, if you get a thought every single day that you're ugly, for no apparent reason at all, apart from just, your self-esteem being low, when you classify it as you not having enough confidence in yourself, that bad thought will go away. Because let's be honest, 99% of your daily thoughts, they don't mean anything. And when you actually take them out and solve them in the real world, like for example, when you classify them as your subconscious mind just being mean to you because you don't have enough self-esteem about yourself, enough confidence, then you just see it as, did I really think that? That's so dumb. But it can be also with big thoughts, like for example, what products you should sell on your affiliate marketing page, or what type of videos will you make on your YouTube channel. These long-term decisions, they need to be journaled about for hours on end. And when you slowly solve all of these different thoughts that you get every single day, when you constantly ask yourself why and why and why and why all over again, why do you have this thought? And eventually when you solve it, it will benefit you greatly while on this path of solving your problems. Because during this process of solving the said problem, you will get thousands of little thoughts that will try to convince you to quit on the spot. And when you classify them in your head as, for example, just your subconscious mind wanting to bring you back to your comfort zone of you being lazy, then it will be way easier for you to continue onwards. And the third healthy habit that I want you to start doing is called gratitude journaling. Every single day when you wake up, from this day onwards, you load up a Notion document or just grab a pen and a piece of paper if you want to go that far and just write, I am grateful for X because of Y. You become grateful for anything that makes your life easier every single fucking day. The reason why this helps you is because you manually have to think about positive thoughts in your head, and this will later down the line make you a happier person, a more positive one to be around. Like you will naturally just be grateful for the daily mistakes, the daily trials and tribulations, the temptations that life throws at you. Like for example, I have leveled up my gratitude skill so much that I'm literally grateful for the clouds that are on a rainy day. Just let that sink in. Like I have so many positive thoughts in my head that I just smile naturally. Like for example, my brother always asks me TR, what are you thinking about? And it just makes him uncomfortable to just see me being mindful and not having any thoughts in my head, any negative thoughts holding me back, and me just smiling naturally because of all of the peace that I have from meditation, from mindfulness, from journaling, from solving my thoughts, and from gratitude journaling, from realizing everything and being grateful for it, for realizing that it makes my life easier. And this will help you in being grateful for the mistakes that you do on this path. And this will empower you to continue forward. Because like we said in the beginning of this video, making mistakes is not a bad thing. It is a completely natural way of gaining new knowledge and becoming more wiser at solving problems. Life is a constant teacher, and we are students in life for life. So the next time you have a problem, just look around and seek the solutions on the internet or in real life. This can be, for example, like asking your dad on how you can change the wheels on your motorcycle, for example. Or it can be like finding authors who have the books that will solve all of your problems and determining if they're actually worthy of following. Because the way to becoming more wiser and getting quality knowledge is by getting knowledge from wise sources in general, from wise authors, teachers, and also the most quality teacher, which is life. And life will give you valuable life lessons from making mistakes. Okay? And don't remember the 3 healthy habits that will help you with staying mindful. And let me tell you, bro, you already have a really great focus foundation, because if you're watching this video 16 minutes in, then you have a better attention span than 99% of people. You have way more potential than you think you have. You are destined for success because you can actually sit down and do the work. And if you want to find other men who are just like you, who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, and if you want to grow with them as a healthy and masculine young man, meanwhile being friends with them also, then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I believe that you will become a powerful asset to us in this fight against modernity and against the mindless propaganda that has been shoved down our throats by social media. I know that you'll find your place in there. You can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description and get yourself a free ebook. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement in your everyday life. Join the clan and become a part of the family, and become more mindful and more masculine in the community. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you.